teaches you to delete that programming. And once you've deleted that programming, you fall into an empty space, a
Mhm.
complete space that does not belong to any of those illusions. And then you start to remake yourself at the microbial level, as I was speaking to the brother, because every thought is an atom that you create, and that atom is looking for manifestation, it's looking for embodiment. So every thought
Absolutely.
that you create is a embryonic embodiment waiting to be
I'm
born.
taking off. I follow you.
Think
Hey,
about that,
Kasha.
and we'll probably have our summer program sometime in July.
I'll see you
th-
soon.
Okay.
peace, sis. Thanks for
Thank
calling in.
you. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right, what a great show. Let's get to another sister, real quick. No, you know what? This brother been here. Let's get to Detroit first. Detroit been here a little while. Detroit,
Good
what's going
evening.
on, my brother? Do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Good. I got to say good evening, brothers. I've been a long time listener.
Good
But
thanks.
Appreciate it.
all right, the question is, I know when those people tend to hide things from us, is something in the game. What's going on up there in the South Pole?
I was
I,
waiting for somebody to come to that part.
I knew this brother was ready because he got his headphones, he got his
Oh, yeah.
background,
Oh
and he
yeah,
ready. He a podcaster. He
I
yes,
love
sir.
it. I love
good,
it.
doc.
Oh,
Good,
you
doc.
have no idea, brother. They have shut down the South Pole because that's where they're meeting with the people who live beyond the poles.
That's what I was about to ask. I've heard
Yes.
that there's some other beings up there, but
Yes, yeah. There's a whole. We are on a flattened plane, and on that plane, the skies look the same throughout that entire plane. Our plane is under a specific bubble that essentially is about 13,000 feet. As you get towards the dome end, if you look in the Encyclopedia Britannica, which I will show you at in my new webinar, that they spoke about a dome that was a specific 13,000 feet high. That towards the ending, and this is
mhm.
and this has been tabulated. Those who are talking about flat Earth is clowns and so forth. I got the proof. I got the juice to show you that none of what you are seeing is a reality that they want you to see. They want you to stay ignorant. They want you to stay on a ball Earth.
Mhm.
That's where they control you. But you hit it, brother. The Antarctica is a ring. It's what's keeping the oceans in. It's
Okay.
about a 200 to 300 foot wall of ice.
Mhm.
And beyond that ice portion, going through a gate, because there's a vibratory gate to get out to the other side, because everything else is water and gases. What we're
Mm.
looking up in the sky with the spinning dome and all these things that they're telling you is these nebulas and so forth. That's all gases that's taking on light filters. And when you see the planets themselves, you see them throbbing and they're just wandering. They're not spinning anywhere. They're just wandering. They're just blinking in and out. And what you're looking at is sonoluminescence. Sonoluminescence is sound in water. And as you could take a laser and shoot it into water, and all of a sudden a light ball, will take place. We're looking at nothing but water above the dome. And when you think about planets, which are wanderers, you're looking at the word, which is sound. The word, the WORD, made flesh, means made into matter. You're watching the word vibrating and reverberating through the waters above and the waters below. And those are the planets that they're telling you they're going to land on. Ain't nobody going to Mars. They're going up there to Canada, where the Earth. They have a particular island the Earth and the soil is particularly red, and they got the Mars rover blanking back information, and they got busted because when you started to study the Mars pictures, you saw a dead rabbit or dead gerbil off to the side. It's all garbage.
Fucking crazy.
It's garbage.
Hey, hey,
The
brother.
people,
Thank you for calling, brother. I got to get to the next
yes,
caller. I
sir.
appreciate it.
Good evening. Good
All
evening,
right,
fellas.
Detroit. All right, Detroit. Shout out to Detroit right there.
Yes, sir.
Brother had good energy. Let's get to Enoch.
Whoa,
Enoch, are you there, Enoch?
Yeah, greetings, Jeremy.
Yes,
powerful
sir.
name. Powerful name.
Yeah. What's your
Yes,
question, my
now.
brother?
Yes, Baba Phil Valentine. I know you for maybe 40 years from back in the days on Kingston and Albany. So We know you know the work. Basic question, but straightforward to it. What's the blueprint? You done did the work. The work has been done. Now it's just for the masses to go ahead and get it done. So what would you say is the basic five essential things that we need to do moving forward in the next 10, 20 years as a humoid family, as ancestral powers? Because we done seen everything change. The food don't taste good no more. One time you're hungry, the next time you ain't hungry. So the water don't taste good no more, no matter how much you charge it with the crystals. Everything done change. Your chemistry, your energy. So we know that we evolving even above this whole sequence of life. So what would you say? What would you say would be the five essential things we just need to do for the next blueprint for maybe 20 years moving forward?
Well, this is the first thing is to consolidate as a community of like-minded people who will implement the things necessary for survival along those years. If you don't find the like minds that's ready to go to bat, to go to grind, to consolidate all resources to a collective mind, all you need is three or four people, five people to actually create that condition, or two or three families together that pool their resources. That's what they don't want us to do. They don't want us to pool our resources. I would say get off, if you do have the ability, get off of this particular dollar system right now. Start converting to gold with Glint, Glint pay, PAY.com, Glint PAY.com, and begin to move your resources out of the banks and into their system, which is essentially the ability for you to purchase gold. You can purchase gold directly, and then you can actually request from that purchase a MasterCard so that you're spending gold. Then I suggest that you deal with getting food and start consolidating a lot of the places where you can actually buy food. And this is survival food. Right now, it's about survival. It's not about you thriving like in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is going to come down the line after we go through the conflagration. There has to be a conflagration, just like any healing. When you're healing from a disease and you're doing it naturally, you know you're doing it naturally when you're suffering. Understanding natural healing is a process of correct suffering. It's called orthopathy, correct suffering. And that's what we have to do, corrective suffering. At this point, we have to be able to get away from our appetites and our addictions to certain foods and certain habits, and begin to consolidate those energies and buying food, consolidating and getting water and storing water, and getting foods that are cans and foods that are perishable. Get weapons to protect what you are bringing together, and making sure you take your children completely out of this damn system, this system that is satanic in its nature, changing up. Did you know that when they worship of Satan is to defile the will of the universal creator, and to destroy everything that the creator is basically put down as the law. So what they do is they subvert it. They subvert your language to subvert your thoughts, so that they subvert your habits, subvert your sex. All of these are part of the battle strategies. So take your children out of school, consolidate with groups of families that can get your resources together, get out of the finances and get into the system, and what I call a compelled benefit. I'm not talking about, they talk about going from fire into the fire. Dr. Valentine's putting you in from the fire. Where are you going to go? What's your power? Do you own land? Do you own an army? Right now, everything that you're doing is being compelled. You're being compelled to do it. So the compelled benefit is to do what you can to fight a guerrilla fight, a warfare, by using things that you know after investigation. Don't just listen to me. After doing your due diligence, doing those things that you know you will survive through a guerrilla warfare. Because this is what we're going to have to learn to do. Tighten our belts, learn and teach your children who the enemy is, and to make sure you understand where you need to go when it all hits the fan. But one thing I would suggest to you, my brother, get yourself a good weapon, and get yourself the military armor, and go to a state where you can actually have your weapons and carry them, like where I am.
Okay, Hotep, beloved. Stay great. Stay prosperous. You to you and the
Thank you,
family.
bro. Say to you,
Peace, Enoch. Let's get to another caller. We gonna do about two more. Is good with you, Doc?
two more is good.
All right. Let's get to Shirley White. Shirley White, what's going on? You got a question?
Yes, peace to
Peace.
you, Brother Rich, and peace to you, Dr. Valentine. I had a question for about your schooling. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I was wondering what would be good for her. Cause I see the handwriting on the wall with the school system now, and everybody pulling their kids out of school. So I was
Hmm.
wondering what would be good for her learning. Cause I noticed that she's not gonna be able to do the things that me and her dad used to did going off to school and college.
Right.
So these are different times now. So I'm trying to
Hmm.
prepare my
Very good.
family, loved ones, even though
Okay.
some of them
Yes.
don't listen, but I just wanted to get information on that.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. She's a little young right now, and her mind is distracted easily. She's discovering herself at this point at 3 years of age. It's all about self discovery. She's gone
Mhm.
past the stage, which is the 2 years of age, where it's me, mine, no, 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 and that she's past that stage now. Now she's identifying herself through putting on little clothing, and she likes to look in the mirror at herself. And this is the point where you just nurture her child. Don't have her grow up too fast. So what you
Okay.
do is there are certain things like and they may have it. They may have black children in this, but you should get a program called Little Einstein.
Little
It's called Little
Einstein.
Look up Little Einstein, and shift it over into do it through your own teaching methods. I would also suggest that you go up to ISM Homeschool, ISM
ISM.
Homeschool.org, ismhomeschool.org. That's us, but we only take children in from 6 years of age and up. You can also go to UKS, and I think that Brother Richard put it down there. Go to uksnow.org,
UK.
uksnow.org, and go up to where it says books. And there may be some books there that you can actually have for the child. There's maybe coloring books that show children how to read Medu Neter or the hieroglyphics and so forth. But for a 3-year-old child, taking children to museums to see ancient Kemetic statues, ancient African statues, you are the one that the child is going to trust for the truth. So
Yes.
making sure that your father and the mother are teaching the child the wholesome way to learn, and make sure that your teaching is tactile. You don't want the child to just think that experiences are just based on a book, on a two-dimensional flat screen. You want to take that child and make sure that whatever that child is learning about can be touched, can be seen in 3 dimensions. That then begins to grow both sides of the brain, because today they're only growing one side of the brain with what
Yes.
they're teaching in school today. So teaching is more of a tactile situation for children. They have a short attention span, but what they do have is that ability to go into that space of imagination. Give her things that she can grow into by be learning to master certain things to put blocks into squares, circles into circles, and so forth. That begins
He
to
already doing that.
good. That begins to develop both sides of the brain, but you're on the way. So ismhomeschool.org, that's for children 6 years of age and up. But
You
if
said
you want
ISM
ISM, Institute for Self Mastery, that's what it means.
.org.
ISM homeschool.org, yes. And the other one is for the adults, but there in that adult site, you can go to find the books, and that's
Okay.
uksnow.org. That's the University of Commission Sciences. .org.
All right,
Okay.
thank you for your
Thank
call.
Good luck.
thank
All
y'all.
right,
Peace and blessings to you,
Peace and
brother.
blessings.
peace, Shirley. Let's get to I think this is gonna be the last call we take. Let's get to Dragon Manifest. Dragon Manifest, what's going on? What's your question, my brother?
Peace to the gods. I'm gonna make this real fast as I can. You nailed it right before Shirley did. Land. You got to buy land, my people. I started buying land in 2020. My land has 2x and 3x. I do have crypto, I do have stocks and other investments, but I'm telling you, family, um, buy land. Right now, you could buy land $50 down, $50 a month, no credit check, all that good stuff. Just check on the internet. Also, I talk about it on my channel, and I wanted to really ask a question to Brother Rich. Um, Look me up. Would you consider bringing me on your show to talk about land and buying land? Because to me, that need to be 70% of your portfolio. Bill Gates buying it up, Amazon buying it up, BlackRock buying it up. You know what I mean? Land should be
Yeah.
everyone's portfolio.
Let me answer your question. I get what you're saying. Do you have a YouTube channel where you already
Yes,
talk?
sir.
All right, email me. I'm gonna put my email in the comment section, and you can email me your information so I could investigate you and check you out. All right, my brother.
And
Okay,
while
it'll
you're at
probably
it,
come from Dragon buys houses or Dragon buys homes, something like that.
I got you, brother.
and what you
All
need
right,
to do
peace.
is also interface with the black farmers as well.
I do. I do.
Good,
I'm farming. We on a well, all that good stuff. I want to share the information out there.
good,
Okay, thank
very
you,
good.
brother.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Peace.
Since
Peace.
that technically wasn't a last question, let's get to one more. That brother just wanted my email, so I'll look you up, brother. I see what you about, Dragon Manifest. Uh, Lady Bell, what's happening? You got a question?
Hi, yes, I have a question regarding I've created a child with someone who's in and out, and they seem to be as well kind of more on the matrix side. How, like, what advice would you give in that situation?
How old is the child?
Just turned 1 years old about 3 days ago.
Well, you're the God in that child's life right now. Mother is God until the age of 7. So you have all that time to mold the infrastructures of your children's mentality or your child's mentality. That child is a blank slate right now, and you are the one that's writing on it.
Mm.
So don't worry about dad. Dad is somebody that children learn later on. They learn discipline, and they come to that discipline when they have reached the age of 7, or what they call the age of reason.
That's what I also believe. But in the situation, dad knows that, I think. Their spirit knows that, and dad has run off with the child.
Excuse me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You don't have the child with you?
Hmm.
The child is with you or not?
No, it just happened last week.
Well, I'm not sure
Around
how.
his solar return, it happened.
Oh, but do you know where the child is?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what the personal circumstance is, but I think that you need to talk to whomever the father is, and you'll come to some kind of understanding over that child, because he should come to the understanding that whatever it is that he has as a plan for the child, that you all need to lock in on the fact that that child is going to be your caretaker when you can't take care of yourself anymore.
Mhm.
So what kind of mentality are you going to engender in that child? Is it a nurturing one? Will that child love you unconditionally? Arguing and fighting and tugging and pulling. It's going to come down to that Solomon decision. Let's cut the child in half. Each one of y'all take a piece. And the one that loves the child the most will say no, give it over to the other. But understand, you're going to be all right. But you have to talk, and you have to talk without emotions, with the focus of the child in mind, paramount. Okay?
All right, thank
Good
you for
luck.
calling. Peace. Whew, Doc, what a show!
Yes, sir.
Wow, wow,
Yes, sir.
some amazing advice you gave out tonight, Doc.
Give thanks. Give thanks. I haven't been out in the sun or anything in a long time. I've been so busy writing my book,
Yeah,
you know, and I fell asleep on it. But I saw the Jupiter ascending. It was nice, To what just get. Europeans just keep putting themselves in everything
yeah.
that has to do with spirituality in the future, and the people that are actually working what they call Operation Looking Glass.
Mm-hmm.
The people who do The Simpsons are part of a government experiment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Simpsons, they done made so many predictions, Doc. Oh man.
Yeah, and what it is remember the Illuminati, whomever they call themselves, they need to tell you exactly what time it is, but the mode in which they tell it does not have to be exact. They
Mm,
can leak the information out to you, and if you are along, because we have a lot of decoders out there, the
yeah.
people are only catching up now because of what it is that the Simpson has been. They purposely allowed the Simpson to go on for nearly 10 or 11 years until they caught up with what the Simpsons were doing.
Mm,
And so now the Simpsons have been telling you exactly what's been going on. We're finally seeing that people are paying attention to them.
mm,
But
mm,
what it is you remember they know what the energy called karma really is.
mm,
They know that every action has a equal and opposite reaction. And that equal and
mm,
opposite reaction could come back on them unless they prepare the way. So if you have knowledge of what they have the ability to do or have been doing, and you're not taking any precautions or considerations to be the countermeasures to those, then they have no problem doing what they're doing because you have acquiesced or you have tacitly consented.
mm. Indeed.
They need your consent the same way
Mm,
that they need your signature when they have to create money to give you a loan for
mm,
money that does not exist.
mm, mm,
So your consent, because you are the value, your body and your energy is what's used to actually run this economy. But
mm,
now the economy is, if you notice, the economy is going belly up. That's
mm,
why they have to eliminate so many people because
mm.
they have to eliminate the debt. And who is the debt? You.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Okay.
You gonna be talking about that the whole debt and the finances
Yeah,
on
yeah.
okay, you gonna
Towards the end, I'm going to be speaking about what you need to do with your finances right
uh,
now.
right.
And a lot of people have been playing games, and a lot of things have been coming out around what they call XRP
Mm,
and Bitcoin.
mm,
And you see all of the super huge people like BlackRock and the rest of them have been,
whew.
and Wall Street have been building up Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, that's a farce because their real money is going into the other forms of liquidity that will be used in the future. And those forms of liquidity are going to be on the blockchain, which is cryptocurrency.
Mm,
And the ones that are cryptocurrency that they're going to be using in order to deal with the debt and to put more liquidity into the system is XRP, XLM,
mm,
XDC, and each one of these will be dealing with a different aspect of commerce
mm,
and banking.
right.
The banking system will be using XRP so that they can deal with interoperable commerce as well as payoffs and channeling monies, trillions of dollars back and forth each day.
Mm,
XLM will be used by us as as a paying system that you will be in charge of,
mm,
and XDC will be dealing with contracts and
mm,
how you can deal with contracts cyberly and
mm.
how to keep up with those and so forth. And then there's of course there's